You're listening to the Dr. Debra and Therapist Kelli Show, only on LA Talk Radio.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So tell us first, basically, why this device was created.
The device was created to help people that are addicted to opioids overcome the major obstacle towards seeking and completing treatment, and that is to try to ease withdrawal symptoms. So many people that are addicted to opiates, they're using opiates because they don't want to get sick anymore. It's the withdrawal sickness that keeps the addiction driven and keeps it going. So what the Morph Device does is it causes the body to produce its own morphine in the form of endorphins and other neuropeptides. And those endorphins will then attach to those vacant receptors that are present during times of withdrawal and make the withdrawal go away. So we're thinking this is going to be a huge breakthrough in bringing people into treatment and for them to be able to complete the withdrawal and detoxification process in a more humane and comfortable fashion.
That is brilliant. Oh my gosh. Did you create this Morph device, or was it with a series of other people?
It was with a series of other people. It originally had its roots in Austria and in Europe when people were exploring alternatives for the treatment of pain, and they began to explore the stimulation of the nerve supply in and around the ear. It is derived directly from cranial nerves, and so it's a direct conduit to the brain. And they noticed that this stimulation of the skin of the ear would cause the pain to subside. And so they went on to try to do experiments to try to determine exactly what was going on during that period of time. And it discovered that it was related to the release of endorphins.
Wow. Okay, so does it just reduce the withdrawal symptoms? Does it take it away completely? Can you give us a little bit of thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, a lot of it takes a really good comprehension of what goes on in the brain during times of withdrawal. It all goes back to the centers deep in the brain that are involved in a dopamine reward system. Well, what happens in opioid addiction is that area of the brain, that dopamine reward system, becomes hijacked by taking exogenous opiates. That is what leads to, when those receptors in the dopamine reward system become vacant, then it stimulates another area of the brain that triggers a withdrawal response.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for
that withdrawal response can be very uncomfortable. It is in a deeper area of the brain called the locus coeruleus, and it's what we call the noradrenergic center, which releases norepinephrine or adrenaline. So you can imagine that there's a racing of the heart, there is anxiety associated with this release of adrenaline, and then we begin to make secretions from every orifice in our body, and so the tears begin to run, nose begins to run, diarrhea occurs, abdominal pain, and muscle cramps. And people that are addicted to opioids, this is a very, very uncomfortable feeling. Mm-hmm. So if we replace those vacant receptors with the body's own endorphin, then those withdrawal symptoms will begin to abate. Now, it's been my experience that all of the uncomfortable symptoms associated with withdrawal go away. Sometimes there's still some anxiety that's there, and it can be treated with some comfort medications. But patients overall that compare it to medication-assisted detoxification say that this is beyond a doubt a cakewalk. Normally for short-acting opiates like heroin or hydrocodone, the withdrawal period is usually 5 days. It's worst around the third day. For longer-acting opioids, many times people are put on Suboxone or buprenorphine, as its chemical name is, and that is a longer-acting opioid. It takes maybe 7 to 10 days to detoxify from. And then, of course, there's methadone, which may take as long as 21 days.
So if you just tuned in, we're talking with Dr. Bryant George. He is a neurosurgeon, and he is here to talk about the Morph device, which is recently FDA approved, and it's to help with the opiate crisis, and basically helping with detox and withdrawal.
And Dr. George, how available is this device? I mean, how many rehabs across the country have adopted this, or is it really brand new and you're just trying to get the word out there?
Well, it's been out there for a while, but I think that it's just recently gotten its FDA approval for use in opioid detox, and so it's just starting to hit treatment centers and whatnot, and we're doing the best that we can to get the word out to all of the physicians and healthcare providers at various detox centers to know that, and I think it will help them because there's probably a 30 to 40% attrition rate of people detoxing from opioids. They get so sick, they said, I had enough, I'm going to go out here and use, and they leave against medical advice. So if we put a device, a Morph device on each and every one of these opioid-addicted patients, then they're detoxing comfortably and they're not throwing up and having diarrhea and cramped over and muscle pain and ache, then they know that they can detox very comfortably and get on to the next stage of treatment. So we're hoping it brings more people into treatment and that it retains people that do decide to come in for treatment.
Gotcha.
Well, you have been so fantastic. We've been talking with Dr. Bryant George, and he is a neurosurgeon, talking today about the Morph device, which helps opiate addiction withdrawal and detox and things like that.
Brilliant.
So,
Brilliant man, and such a great interviewee. Thank you so much. Is there anything that we missed very quickly for our audience? Give out the website in a moment.
Well, no, I just want to put the word out that there is new technology out there to make detoxification off of opioids a much more humane and comfortable response, and I'm hoping that this will bring a lot of people into treatment now that were reluctant to do so because they were afraid of detox and they have so much anxiety. Remember, Dr. Debra and therapist Kelli, that we talked about this conditioned response. These people that are addicted, they are getting themselves prepared. They know what time they're going to go into withdrawal, and so they have to get their money together. They have to find their dope dealer, and they have to go hide somewhere and use. And it's a conditioned response that they're doing over and over and over again, and it's no longer necessary. And the only reason they're doing it is because they don't want to get dope sick.
Right.
And the device will stop you from getting dope sick in the period of time that you're detoxifying. And I'm hoping that it brings people into treatment.
That is beautiful.
Yes, thank you so much.
And people can find out more about this on www.themorphdevice.com. That's MORPH, morphdevice.com. Oh my God, this is like
it's
a
fascinating. I know. This is just going to change. It really is. It's going to change.
Life-changing.
It is.
Yeah, for so many people. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and all of your good work.
Thank you for having me on the show. It's been a really pleasure, experience to talk to you guys and to share some of my experiences with you. And I'm hopeful that we can make a difference in this opioid crisis in America.
Yeah, us too. Thank you again.
Okay.
You're listening to the Dr. Debra and Therapist Kelli Show, only on LA Talk Radio.